20 hours and 25 minutes until the next hero is unlocked in Deadlock. What is up, guys? It is Wired D, and the D stands typically for motherfucking Dota. But today, we're here looking at Deadlock because, quite frankly, if you play Dota and you haven't given this game a shot, what the heck are you doing? It's made by the same company. It's got a lot of the same quality of life features and interfaces. It does feel like a fresh new game though, right? You are getting a quality new Valve experience with Deadlock. Different IP entirely, different characters, but it's got a similar like MOBA feel. And there is, quite frankly, there's more expression of the individual's skill in Deadlock than there is in Dota. Not saying it's a better game by any means, but it is a more, I guess you'd say, like ego, like a more individually focused game. You can truly carry any game on any hero in this game if you get farmed and focus on your hero's like individual build and kit, I think. At least in solo queue from what I've experienced. Maybe that's just because I'm bad. But just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about, first let's just look over some of these items, right? I want to focus on the 6400 tier if that's okay with you. So let's just, I don't know, scroll over some of these items. Let's check out, this is an interesting one. Refresher. Reset the cooldown of all of your abilities and restore all of your charges. So this is actually even more broken than Refresher in Dota, because say on a hero like, I'm going to use my main character, Dynamo, as an example, where you tend to build, or I should say I tend to build something like a little something like this. So let's go back here. Rapid recharge. Right, and I'm doing a lot of damage on my nuke. And I have 4 charges to play around when I get that max talent. This here refresher allows my character to refresh every single one of my nukes. If I can show that. As well as my black hole type ability, right? Just push Z, it's got a small cast time, and I'm just back to nuking you. And juking you, right? And chunking you. So, the items in this game allow for expression of player character like more than Dota in my opinion. Like they're even more transformative, they are even more active, they are even more, there's Blink Dagger, they are even more like, there's Blink Dagger, by the way, with stats. This gives you 40% bullet resistance. That's insane. 40% bullet resistance for 6 seconds after you use it. And you can use it as an escape when you're taking damage, although I can't demonstrate that now. So truly, there's and that's not even like, there's also Majestic Leap, which is arguably a better initiation tool since it lets you just get jump. It gives you massive airtime. And if you're trying to play a hero like Dynamo, right, and you want to get the fat ulties, then you want to get up in the air behind the enemy team and then drop the fat ulti like that. So, also gives you stats, right? Important to note, gives you a 350 HP barrier. And then it gives you an active that you can play around. I think you can just push it again. Yeah, you can push C again and drop down quicker if you want to hit your destination. So, truly insane items, especially when you consider the format of this game being a shooter, a third-person over-the-shoulder shooter. This is not a MOBA in the traditional sense, right? Everybody has a gun, everybody has to aim. It's in that way, it's like Overwatch a lot because everybody's on a different character. We all have different abilities, different kits. We're all transforming our kits with gold or a gold type resource called souls. And we're also gaining levels, and those levels scale our abilities as well. So it truly is a MOBA where it's in real time and everybody has the ability to outscale or scale anyways, right? If I have more golden experience than you, typically speaking, doesn't even really matter what the matchup is, I'm going to be stronger than you. That's definitely true in Dota. We all know that from the early game, levels 1, 2, 3, right? A level 1 hero is far weaker than a level 2 hero. Well, hey, that's certainly true in Deadlock, even if you're good at aiming. So it fuses a lot of the beautiful elements of shooters, which is the skill expression of just hitting your shots and being good, especially at headshotting, because headshotting is a thing in this game, as you see with the damage numbers, right? But then also of MOBAs, of like pushing waves, making the correct call to go in, not diving towers, right? Because there are towers in this game, and we'll show that. playing safe when it's important to play safe and around your timings, and then taking aggressive plays when you're strong and when it's important to do that, right? To punish your opponents when you're strong and to farm or play kind of in a dodgy, guerrilla-esque warfare style way when you're weak. That's kind of like the heart of any good MOBA player, right? And most people that play MOBAs know that. Well, you have to do that in Deadlock too, right? It's not a pure... It's not just a shooter. There are towers. You do have to respect them early game. Look at my health bar just evaporate, right? You can eventually take towers, especially with right-click your, I would say, or left clickers, I guess you could say. Bullet damage focused builds can eventually eviscerate towers, no doubt. And eventually that is the goal, right? Is to become strong enough to kill these things and then kill the enemy's watcher and then eventually kill the enemy's patron. But that's not something that you can just do at the very beginning of the game, no matter how good you are at hitting your shots. You can't take down a watcher when you're level 5, right? And anybody would tell you. So you do have to scale. You do have to consider not slowing, like the slowness of the game, but just the pace of the game, the tempo of the game, and the natural progression of things. And what's so beautiful about the game is that there are some heroes that break that mold, right? There are heroes that can take objectives significantly sooner or easier than other heroes can. There are heroes that are more equipped to doing those kinds of things, to taking early towers even, and shit like that, right? Watch, like, you can even nuke towers in this game, so every character that does spell damage has a reason to think that they can eventually take a tower. And actually, I think that's like the main thing that I've noticed about Deadlock, is that every character, it feels like, has the potential to carry through damage. There's no like pure support character or class. There are characters like even Dynamo that can sort of fulfill that in the form of my 2 and my 3, which my 2 relocates me and I can bring allies with them, with me. That does make them invulnerable, and it does give them a fire rate and max ammo buff. And then also my 3 is a heal. So there are like, there's ways in which my character can help my team. But the main ways in which my character would help my team, and the main way that I've noticed most characters help their team, is by scaling some kind of damage. So in the case of Dynamo, I've really been digging on his spirit power focused builds recently. So do something like Rapid Refresher, Tank Buster, sure. Echo Shard I've been feeling a little bit recently in the practice modes. I've really liked Mystic Reverb too, and then Boundless Spirit, of course, right? If I can ever get this many items, like, I'm just gonna nuke anybody into orbit, right? It's just no question. They're just gonna get obliterated, especially once I get, and this would happen first before these items are acquired, but once I get my 3rd talent, right? If I can just walk up to this tower and hit it with a nuke, I'm just gonna chunk even it, right? And then I'm gonna chunk it again because of the Mystic Reverb. So anybody can really push towers in this game, especially spirit power focused characters, because you can do it from from a position of relative safety, kind of like Meteor Hammer allows you to do, right? You can just do it over and over and over again. I got the Echo Shard to even give myself another charge. And that just comes up every 30 seconds. So that's what's really nice about Echo Shard. But I'm not trying to focus on Echo Shard. I am trying to focus on the transformative. I mean, yeah, sure. Let's focus on Echo Shard, right? So this is a 6,400 gold item. Yo, real quick, every time I say gold, I mean souls. That you can buy that gives you a little bit of, some fire rate, some spirit resist, some bullet resistance, and some ability cooldown reduction. But then also every 30 seconds, it resets the cooldown of the ability that you assign it to. And that's not going to be every charge, but it is going to be one charge if it's a charged ability. So there's like this value item that, like, hey, Nature's Prophet, yeah, maybe a refresher orb is a little bit too much on a Nature's Prophet. His abilities aren't that important. But what if there was like a mini refresher orb? Well, Deadlock has that, right? So if you have a character that really just likes spamming one ability out repeatedly, you can pick up an Echo Shard and feel like you have an item that complements that playstyle. And this is really at the heart of like what I'm trying to say. This game also encourages you to build more items and splash items from different tiers of items. So you see, when I say tiers or categories is what I should say. Categories of items. There's spirit power items or curiosity catalog items. There are vitality or like health focused items from the MPS, the Mystic Pharmaceutical stores. And then there's the Fairfax Artillery's bought and sold, the weapon damage or bullet damage, the like precision, whatever you want to call it, tree of like, hey, let's make our bullet damage or our weapon damage, our left click damage is typically what this focuses on. Or sometimes you can see some close quarters like, you know, melee charge. I'm not trying to say that every item in this category is going to buff your bullet damage, but they kind of do. Because you see, there are certain tiers of souls invested into a category of item, be it weapon damage, vitality, or spirit power, that you unlock, again, based on the amount of souls that you have invested in that category of items, that no matter what give you weapon damage or health, like straight health percentage, I guess I should say health, or flat spirit power. So even by buying an item like Monster Rounds, which does not increase my damage to enemy heroes whatsoever, it only increases my damage versus NPCs and gives me regen, I should still deal more weapon damage. As you see, I headshot the 7 for 19 damage here, or sorry, for 17 damage on average, right? Headshot him for 19 here, 37. If I buy Monster Rounds, that damage should go up. So 19, 19, 19. Yeah, it's no longer in the in-between. It is a consistent, there's a 20, so yeah. Just buying these items gives you 7% weapon damage, or like high velocity rounds. This increases bullet velocity and fire rate. If I buy these 2 items, I've just gained 9% weapon damage. So I'm just doing more damage no matter what. If I buy all of these like little dinky items, but I don't buy any of the ones that actually give me bonus weapon damage, and don't buy that one either. Let's buy Burst Fire. This doesn't give me bonus weapon damage. I want to buy bonus weapon, like anything that doesn't give me weapon damage. So I've just bought a bunch of items. None of these items in my inventory give me weapon damage directly, right? But still, I'm hitting for 27s and 28s here, just because I have an extra 40% weapon damage in my weapon investment. And then obviously now, if I were to buy something that were to give me more flat weapon damage, like a headshot booster, I should be seeing some pretty darn, you know, assuming I'm hitting this guy. And then you can even go further with a headshot. You can go like point blank. All right, like we're gonna hit him for, once we start stacking up all of our synergies, and then if I like hit him with this, which increases bullet damage taken, and then I can hit his head, I'm just gonna destroy him, right? So right click, or left click, I should say. Left click builds that focus on doing weapon damage. These are not too hard, they're not too far away for any character. Any character can build enough of these items, and if they have a crowd control, or if they have like some kind of fire rate bonus, like, you know, technically I have both of those. I have crowd control, I have an ability that also increases the bullet damage that you take, and I have something that increases my fire rate and gives me more ammo if I want to use it in that way. I can do quite a lot of damage on Dynamo if I just try to focus on left click. And I'm not trying to say, by the way, I'm definitely not trying to, like, that's not a hard and fast rule. It's one of the things that makes this game so great, is how versatile the item selection is and how many there are. No doubt some of these are broken currently, even, like, currently broken. Like, you could be the guy that makes Magic Carpet look insanely busted. Like, look at this item. Like, this is an item that you can buy in this game that transforms your character. You could just imagine any Blink Dagger Initiator type hero would love a fucking thing like this to just get into the middle of a team, right? You can do that in Deadlock. You know, amongst many other things. There are just truly an insane number of things that you can buy in this game to make your character insane. And I think that's the one of the primary pillars of this video, is to convince you that if nothing else, Deadlock has some character that will appeal to you. I promise. There'll be some combination of items on a character that you'll see somebody else build and say to yourself, wow, I want to replicate that. You'll do it, and you'll realize, wow, this is like the way to play Dynamo. This is just this was the god and fabled way to play Lady Geist, right? Prophecies foretold of this Kelvin build that I am experimenting with now. And I want you to understand that by me just browsing over some of these items while I talk to you about something else. So what else do I want to talk about? I want to talk about, like, just the hero pool. Yeah, the hero pool. Let's focus on that just for a split second here, as I still try to focus on the items. LOL, I didn't even focus over any good ones. There's like, dude, there's some insane ones in this vitality category. There's like Rescue Beam. You can buy this, right? This just lets you grab somebody. No, this does not let you grab somebody. Yes, it does, and you can yoink them as well. Check this out. You can, like, I think they nerfed this, but you can basically pull them, and then gravity will do the rest. If you're, say, mid-air, and you, let's see if I can do this. Yeah, you can yoink them quite a ways if you do it right. On top of that, it is actually just like a giga heal. heals by 20% of their max HP, and of course you can cast it on yourself. But you can't do anything else while you're doing it. It's pretty insane. The hero pool. Okay, so there is just, I don't know how else to say it besides there is a hero in this game for you, I promise, okay? From the heroes that have repositioning abilities to the characters that can just straight up fly, right? In a similar vein to like Pharah, or some Overwatch characters. I know people love this playstyle. There's even a character that can do this playstyle and snipe, right? And her snipe damage is nothing to scoff at when you invest in it. There's characters that have like a trap-esque playstyle. I know some people like this. Actually, some of these characters, not some of, like Grey Talon has traps that he can throw out. You got like this Paradox character who like chucks a wall up, swaps people between the wall, does devastating damage, and then charges up his carbine while he's swapping with you in between this wall so that he can take a immediate headshot, throw his grenade out that slows you. You know, kind of a chess game against when you're fighting a Paradox. A good Paradox is going to outplay you in a way that makes you feel like you're an idiot. There are very bullshit elusive characters. I don't quite understand this one. This is a new one. It's hard to even play as her because of the amount of people that are picking her right now. But all I know is that, and this is without cooldowns, yeah, she can just do this Sanguine Retreat too many times. I'm gonna say it like that, okay? She could get away with doing some bullcrap with this bad boy. Got Pudge, of course, but in this game, he attaches a bomb and then launches your ass away before he charges up his Giga Death Laser. He can use it to maintain his elevation status. You have a literal goat who is also kind of like this anarchist punk fucking dude, carries a bat and a fucking Uzi or a submachine gun, and he just smacks people with it, right? Like his entire playstyle is actually revolving around melees, heavy and lights. And yeah, like I said, he's got mad anarchist vibes. It's fucking crazy. It's kind of funny, but he just hits people. It's pretty badass. Then you got like Ivy. This character is kind of supporty because their ultimate revolves around having an ally to pick up, or I think you can actually drop objects too. It doesn't have to be an ally, but you just fly around with this ally in your inventory, and then you just plop them down, and you can continue flying after that. You can't shoot, I don't believe. But they do poison damage when they land, and of course Ivy themselves has a submachine gun, or what looks to be like some automatic wooden crossbow. I don't know, it functions like a assault rifle or some very rapid fire weapon that they typically use to build weapon damage around, and it's quite oppressive, because yeah, they got their own defensive maneuver as well. And yeah, bro, it's like if you want to be the Ivy that rushes a refresher, and then only exclusively uses airdrop to drop bombs. You're never picking up your allies. You're dropping bombs. You're flying into dudes afterwards. If I can actually... Can I fly down? Jesus Christ, I accidentally sped up. Can I... I can't really get the flying physics down, but let me just turn on... If you want to be that Ivy that's like, you know what, dude? I'm here to drop on a motherfucker, right? I'm here to do this. And then after that has been accomplished, my main goal is to fly into them. This is quite hard to line up, I've got to say. Ah. And now I'm trapped. Okay. But then you're just like, okay, well, time to pop my refresher and do that all again. Well, you can. You can just drop it. You can not miss it, like I almost did. I thought you did damage running into people. Apparently that's not the case. Well, here, if you're trying to run into them and you can't have any success with that, then of course you could just do one of these, right? Where you drop it, and then after you get done, you just transform into stone form and crush them for the finisher. I think this also scales with your AP. Yeah, it's actually got a decent AP ratio. So, like, it might look troll here, but, like, imagine if you actually invested into this. Let's get a Tank Buster. Yeah, screw it. You know, let's also get a Mystic Reverb on the ulti. Just for maximum damage effectiveness, get a Boundless Spirit, full HP, 7, pop the cooldowns, and then just, like, fly on him, you know? Fucking drop that shit on him. Dunk on that nerd, you know what I'm saying? And you could do that, and you could be the Ivy that makes that look really oppressive, and you can, you know, you can scale with it. You get the plus 75 damage and stuns for half a second. You've got the, this thing that you could throw out beforehand, maybe, maybe not. Maybe you could refresh your cooldown so that you're actually a useful hero. Do one of these. Drop that motherfucker. You can get you can get AoE, right? Ability AoE is gonna make this thing, and then actually the explode radius scales with levels, so you don't really need to invest super heavily onto that. But you can make this thing do some insane damage, and I think that's just, it's lovely, you know, that you have that option as Ivy. And again, it's like every character has some claim to fame in either direction, be it focusing on their left click in some way or their melee slash heavy melee slash ability that scales with heavy melee. Yeah, I just think that's so cool. I don't know. What do you think? You think this game is just another Overwatch clone? It's gonna fail? Or is there a reason to be hyped about it? Valve's newest creation. Is it gonna is it gonna end up like Artifact or Dota? You know? It's got a fork on the road. It's got two paths ahead of it. And Valve seems to be investing into it like they are for Dota. You know, or even Counter-Strike, so it feels like it's gonna go in a pretty positive direction. I don't know.